Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday. It is 10:30. It is coffee with Sheila and Melissa. How are you all today?
I
Oh,
got
perfect.
I got tea.
Perfect. We are ready to go. We are
Me
ready to
too.
go.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm excited about today. We actually ended our last conversation last week and we brought up this idea of co-creation. And Sheila, it was really interesting because when I started hearing that term, co-creating your reality, I didn't really know what that meant. It took a minute for me to do more like research and reading, but to really kind of get into this idea of what that meant. We have been brought up with the idea that your journey here has been preset in stone, that everything that you're going through is happening for a reason. And, with this new shift in consciousness and this new co-creating your reality, we're coming to the idea that that's not necessarily the truth, that we do have a way in which we can change our experience to match kind of where we are as we evolve in this ascension process. So, if you had to tell people or describe for people what co-creating meant, what would you say?
Well, I would say co-creating is the old word for manifesting, right? But also co-creating is using the collective consciousness energy that's out there to actually find your life's purpose and to move forward with your life and to actually manifest things in your life. But co-creating is connecting with your soul inside, making that connection with Gaia and the universal energy that's out there. And by doing that, you're in the new frequency, this higher frequency that we have now. So, you still there?
Yes, I'm here. I am.
Okay.
I'm just letting everyone to know to give us their questions so that
Absolutely.
they can be part of the conversation. But I
Yes.
think this is a really, really important concept as we move forward because you don't have to feel like your life is just what it is and you have no say in how bad things don't work out or how you keep getting uh, things falling apart or things taken away, that because of our ability to grow and evolve, we don't have to have the life experience that we feel like we're being given or that is happening to us. That whole paradigm and story of I have no say, that things in my life are just what they are and I have to deal with them, or blaming how you were raised, or blaming what parents you got, or what situation you've been given, that we can get out of that feeling like the world owes us something, because now we have the ability to raise our frequency and get into those higher frequencies of contentment, hopefulness, positive expectation, ultimately joy, and empowered and love. And when
Right.
you can get to those frequencies, the whole idea that you have to stay in discouragement, that you can never have better than what you have, no.
Well, those are the old tapes. Those are the old tapes when you think have that type of thinking, and it's old programming too. And this new frequency now allows us to tap into new abilities, but also it's really the abilities that we've had inside all the time. To be able to connect with our soul source and to actually move forward in our life and have those things coming into our lives, the joy, the happiness, all the things that you wanted to. And it's really about taking responsibility. Is that sometimes you have to do different, not harder. You have to take the action. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to play the games. They want to be the victim role. They want to say, nothing's going to change my family. Or the what ifs. The what ifs. What if I do this? And it's all about fear. We talk about that all the time in IET, integrated energy therapy, with the issues in the tissues. And one of the main ones is fear. But it's not, everybody has that actual frequency inside them, and old tapes being played. So it's about taking action, and co-creating the life that you want, meaning manifesting the life that you want. But it's more than just manifesting. It is connecting with a vibrational that's out there now. And that's where the collective consciousness comes into play. When we talk about collective consciousness, the higher frequency, that's what we're doing, because we're not alone. We've never been alone, you know?
Yeah. And so I want to say good morning to Amy, and I want to say good morning to Michelle and
Hi.
Kay. Welcome, welcome, and Joanna. And so Amy says, you have control over your own personal feelings and ability to overcome things that happen to you, but it takes dedication. And I think, Sheila, you were just talking about that.
That's exactly what I was just saying. Is like
Yeah.
dedication, and it's about intention. Really going inside and finding out what your intention is, and then putting that out there. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, I can't tell people what my dreams are. I can't tell people what it is because I might fail." So there it is, the fear again. So you need to take the action to get the results, and sometimes you need to change the old programs, the old belief systems, and the insecurities as far as I'm not good enough, not worthy enough. So it's all about action. And then once you take the action, continue on. When you fall down, pick yourself up and say, oh my God, look at the lessons I just learned from that. Okay, that's not working. So I'm going to try different. All right. And that's what it's all about. And as you try different, all of a sudden things start coming into play. And then you say, well, I can do this. This is great. You start to have the self confidence and feeling that this is actually working. And that's your power inside. That's your connected to that co creational power that you have. It's
Yeah, and
awesome.
I think the important key that you keep saying, like the key word that I keep hearing is intention. And yes,
Exactly.
we are living in an energy field where when we're putting out our intention, we are actually allowing the universe to bring that to us, which we want, because we're saying what we want, we're
Well,
feeling what we want.
well, that's the vibrational field. You got to put it out there. And that is so how powerful the vibrational frequencies are out there. I mean, we've learned about it and known about it, with the emotional scale and how things affect us and stuff like that. But really, actually taking action and doing it, you start to see the results. That's where you can actually change your story, change your life story. It doesn't have to be set in stone. And the same with relationships. All right. So let's talk about relationships. A lot of people think, good morning, Joanne. Yes, yes. Relationships is that, the old beliefs is that you get married and you stay in that relationship, you take the vows or whatever. But what happens is that you start to grow and evolve. And sometimes that relationship isn't the right thing for you to evolve to go forward with. And a lot of people have to let go of that guilt, and they have to, put different plans into action. And it's our destiny, and what we thought we were supposed to be here for, is written in ink, is in invisible ink. It can be changed anytime. That's about choices and our free will that has really come alive here in this new energy. It's about choices, about how you live your life, how you think, in the consciousness field. And as you put out those positive affirmations, intentions, it is picked up, and it is actually happens, is because you are evolving and you're connecting with that field.
And that's what I want to say here, Joanna. So I think she's a prime example of exactly what we're talking about, that you can change your life and have the experience you want. So good luck, honey. And we're sending you so much love and so many blessings as you take action today and change your life experience in such a positive way. So
Oh,
we are
she
here
is.
with you. We are
She
here with
is.
you. And Joanna, or Leona, good morning, Leona, says, I've just started a new adventure this week. I woke up this morning with a pull to walk through a labyrinth.
Yes.
I've done that, but just because it's there, not because I thought about it. I'm going to do a walk one today. Follow my intuition. I feel like it's a chance to connect with the divine, connect with my inner self, my soul. Yeah. Getting in
She's
connection with your higher self, the intuition, the inspiration, the spirit inspired action that you're being asked to take. That is what we're talking about in how you co create your life. So that's a beautiful example, Leona. That is perfect. Thank you
exactly.
for sharing that.
Exactly. Yay!
Yeah, and I think that for so many people, the old story was that you just had to kind of keep muddling through. Our foremothers had this idea that I just have to take the hand I'm dealt, and I got to make water out of wine out of water. But now what we're saying is you can actually set that aside and say, okay, no, I really want the better. I want the more. I don't have to take what I have been given. I don't have to just accept the crumbs. I can go and get the whole cake.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's just, I love it. And all I keep hearing in my head is Helen Reddy's song, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. And it's like, it is, but it's not just women, it's men and women.
Yes.
Especially, the balance, the energies out here, is that we have power, and we don't have to take what we had before. We don't have to settle for what we had before. But the thing is that we have to take the action. We have to do different, and that really amazes a lot of people because they've lived in the fear for so long. And once they take the action and have the intention to take the action, that's when things start to, the serendipity and the synchronicity starts to happen in their life. And then that's the wisdom by going to inside wisdom and grabbing that. Leona, you're just so right. Honey, you're just so right. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here and moving forward. Yeah.
So Joanna's asking, is it safe to move forward across the bridge into the unknown?
Absolutely. Get out of that fear. Go to the self-empowerment inside. Go to the inner wisdom inside because you have the power. And that's where a lot of us have, been brought up saying, oh, you got to turn to God. You got to ask for everybody else to give you the power. Your parents, I gotta ask permission first. My parents, oh, my parents aren't gonna like that. It's like, wait a minute, let's take the control back. It just reminds me of when I was in Catholic church. When I was brought up in the Catholic, oh, I gotta ask the priest, I gotta do this. Or when you go to your doctor, I gotta ask my doctor this, I gotta ask my doctor that. It's like, wait a minute, they're not God. God is within you, and you have the power to listen to that direction, and take action. So, which is
Well,
cool.
that's it. That's it. Yes, Leona, Barry Manilow, Daybreak is a great inspirational song. And I think that's what is important in this conversation is to know that you're not alone. Because sometimes when you're going through a massive change, when you're going through basically uprooting your whole situation, because if you're evolving, you can't go down a road you've already been down. The road that you're going to go down is completely brand new. And so I love that Joanna says, move toward across the bridge into the unknown, because anytime that you're evolving, it is the unknown. It is going to be where you've never been before. And that's why it's so important when, we talk about co-creating. The co-piece is the piece where you're doing it with your higher self. You're doing it with God consciousness. You're not doing it alone. You're co-creating, so you're never alone.
Exactly.
And that's what I think is so important for people to understand, because they get stuck in these stories of being frustrated and being impatient and being pessimistic, because they're just so afraid to step out on that ledge by themselves, thinking that there's no one there that's going to catch them, when there's so much support and so much love, and it's right there for you. You just have to tap into it.
Oh my God. Right on. Absolutely. Woo! Does anybody out there have any questions for us? We love questions. We love to talk about this. Join in the conversation, people.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
questions? Any questions?
Yeah. No, not yet. No,
Not
Lori
yet?
just said good morning. And, I think that one of the things that is really important is many people don't know how to tap into getting into connection with their higher self, getting in connection with source, so that they can feel that they're not alone. And that's why it's so important in this new energy to really get quiet and to drop down into your heart. We allow that mental body, that little voice, that ego in our head to keep doing the hamster wheel of negative thoughts, which really is self-sabotage. And, it's really, really important as you're going through something very difficult to not allow those old stories to affect you in a way that you're not going to be able to move forward. So for many of us, it's really about, how do I quiet that mind? How do I quiet that voice so that I can make the decisions that I'm being inspired to make? But because they're uncomfortable, it's scaring me into almost doing nothing, just kind of standing still. And now I have no way forward. I know I don't want to go back, but I don't know how to go forward. So Sheila, when people are in that place, what would you say would be one or two things that they could do to kind of propel themselves to be able to jump the hurdle of getting out of their own way, getting out of the self-sabotage?
Okay. Well, the self-sabotaging for me is huge, is because I did it for many years, doing the same thing, expecting different results. But there are things that you can do, and just like what I try to do every morning is do a type of a ceremony with meditation. I go through and I ask for direction, and then I follow and I lead with it. And then also what you can do is connect with like-minded people. Stop hanging with the negative people. Stop listening to the news, the big biggie, and pick up the spiritual tools that you have. Read a spiritual reading. Turn off the TV and watch something. Turn off the TV and connect with a book on spirituality or metaphysics or something, or go back to your dreams. What was your dream? A hobby, that really fills you up and gives you joy. Think about what really excited you years ago. A lot of people lose track of what made them happy years ago. And so go within, and as that, you start to move forward and you start to get direction and answers, because it's all within. And it's in that you're co-creating that new life by going within, connecting.
And so Lori is saying being stagnant is sometimes easier than taking a leap into the unknown. Absolutely, Lori.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the fear is all about. That's exactly what the issues and the tissues and a lot of stuff that we do with IET and a bunch of other things that we do is that it's the fear that keeps you stuck. And as I always say, you have two choices. You can live in love or you can live in fear. Love comes from your compassion and your heart and your soul center, and fear comes to the human design and also the human programming and also materialistic things in humanity. So you need to cross that bridge over to the spiritual side, all right, and connect with your humanity in a very soul connecting way. In other words, your heart center, your compassion, your love, and that's where you find the joy and the happiness that comes your way. Yes. Okay. So,
Leona.
Yes.
When I'm going through a bad time, I do check the past, reminding me of how I have not only survived but thrived. I love that, Leona.
Exactly.
This reminds me that have always been supported and built my faith muscle. Building a faith makes challenges doable and not so fearful.
Yes.
Honey, you couldn't have said that better. That is spot
awesome.
on. Yeah.
Right on. Absolutely. See, we do this collectively. Okay. Yes. Well, all right. Now, Michelle says about the vagus nerve, stores the trauma. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's the breath part. That's where we're bringing the energy all the way down, and all the way back up again. Absolutely. It's a frequency. Okay. When you connect with the frequency of that vagus nerve, that's when you start to change, because you're resonating with your soul. That's what you're actually doing. Vagus nerve breath work is awesome, and it's basically the those vibrational sounds that are coming through in your energy centers. All right, and your energy centers is the portals that connect you with the divine and also the frequency of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and that's where we're at now. This is the high frequency. That's how you connect with it. Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning, Carm. Hello, honey. Let us know if you have a comment or a question. Also, Michelle, I know you're in the background. If you've got a comment or a question, we'd love to hear from you. So what I would say with that is, the breath is something that right now I'm teaching the intuitive guidance course. And one of the homework assignments that I gave was actually to do box breathing, and to do breathing meditations. Yeah. Because it is going to help you to really get in connection with your higher self. So for some of you, you can kind of feel they're here. You kind of know there's something that wants to come in, but you don't know how to tap into it. So it's you not quieting and getting quiet enough to be able to hear, feel, or know or see the information they're trying to give to you, the inspiration, the love that they're trying to impart to you. So that's why dropping down into your heart and breathing slowly, repetitively, even just thinking, breathe in, breathe out for a good 30 seconds to a minute will quiet you enough that you can start feeling, hearing, seeing, knowing what it is that they're trying to impart to you. So for some of you, it really is about being intentional with your time. And one of the things I would say is this does not have to be hard. This does not have to take a lot of time in your day. Many of us sit in that line waiting for our latte or our coffee, and we've got 5 or 10 minutes. Phone down. Don't scroll through Facebook. Put your windows up, turn off the radio, and just breathe. Just focus on your breath. That will allow you the time and the space that you need to take that connection to your higher self in a way that you can drop down into your heart, feel the love that is always there for you. And for some of you, you need this because things in your life have fallen apart. You don't know where your next check is going to come. You don't know where your next partner is going to come. You don't know how to feel connected. And that isolation allows us to stay in those old patterns, those old ways that we are comfortable with, because even though they didn't work out before, it's a comfort zone. And
Yep.
we've got to get out of that negative comfort space. And we
That's the
need
self
to,
sabotaging. That's the self sabotaging. Bingo. You know, and it's the unworthiness. It's the old things, learned behaviors that we've learned. Oh yes, there are. There are exercises. Absolutely. All right, Delia, it's okay. You came in late. If you got any questions,
yes,
for us? We're just
join the
talking about.
conversation.
Yeah,
Join the,
absolutely.
join the conversation. Yeah, so that's what I would say to those people who are like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what you're talking about. We're really talking about super, super simple. Even though it might feel like a big concept, it might feel overwhelming. It doesn't have to be. Getting in connection with yourself and your higher source is so, I want to say super simple, because all you have to do is focus on your breath. They're right there for you all the time. And we are biologically predisposed to be in connection with our higher self, to be in connection with God consciousness and higher vibrational beings. And we as humans have been programmed to think that this is only a certain people can do this, or it's something that maybe you're born with, and if I'm not born with it, I don't have it. And that's not true. And that's why getting into your breathing, getting into meditation is very important. And I really want to talk about meditation and not being this really hard thing, because really all spirit needs is the pocket between the thoughts. They don't need a whole lot of time. They just need you to quiet that constant whirlwind of negative self-talk so that they can pop in between the thoughts. And that's why if you do a 5 to 10 minute breathing meditation every day and just focus on breathing in and breathing out, that's going to allow you to feel, see, hear, or know the inspiration, the love, and the connection that you can have. And if you start that simply, that is your beginning, and then you can expand on it. But it's really important, if you take nothing away from today, is to start. Just start. That's all we're asking.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just love this type of conversation. And Delia just put in there that she also does IET, and I need to start connecting more with the angels. Enjoy your guidance. Absolutely, angel. Yes, angels are, messengers of God, as they used to call them, but they're also the star mothers. But they are a part of you. The angels are always with you and guiding, and that is so accepted in today's society, connecting with our angels. And of course, I'm the IET person, so but it's all about going inside, and feeling the love that you already have inside, doing the work, and making it very simple, and just breathe, because the angels are there, our guidance are there, all of our loved ones are there. When we're crossing the bridge, that's a big
Yeah.
one, and that's what freaking a lot of people out, is that they're starting to feel things they never did before,
No,
or
and I think
or
that's why I'm loving this conversation, because how many people have we talked to on the street or in our regular lives who kind of know what you do, and so they like ask you these questions on the side because they're
uh,
afraid to be
you
open with
can
it.
you can do it yourself though. You can make that connection, just like talk to your angels. Ask and have a dialogue with them. If you have somebody that's special, the same with your loved ones that have crossed over. Ask, because spirit is alive and well. All right, they're just in a different frequency. You can't see, but they're alive and well, and they're always with you. Love never dies. Absolutely, never dies. So,
No,
so
and yeah, I say that all the time. A lot of people, can get a little amazed at what I do. And what I try to help them understand is that veil between us and them is so thin. And I think it's the thinnest it's probably ever been now. And that's why we have so many people having these experiences and wanting to know what they can do with them or how they can use it. And that's why I think this conversation about co-creating your experience is so important, because you can now decide that you don't want to live in despair. You can now decide that you don't have to be discouraged. You can now start to evolve and grow into hopefulness and optimism by dropping down in and knowing that by letting go of all of that negativity and fear, you have somewhere to go, that you're not doing this alone.
absolutely, absolutely. I just read Delia. She said that the last 3 days she's seen a lot of 1111. Absolutely. Well,
And honestly, guys, when you start seeing those signs and symbols, that is when you really are ascending. When you're recognizing the sign that's in the symbols, it's because spirit has been there really knocking on your door, and now you're hearing them knock. You're hearing and noticing the way in which they're trying to bring your messages. And so do not discount it. Whether it's an animal totem, a number symbol, you keep seeing and being brought to the same idea, a song, these are all signs in which spirit is coming to you so that they can help you know that you're not alone, and you can start making the choices to drop down into your heart and get in connection with them so they can give you the bigger messages. And it really does, it becomes a conversation and a relationship that you build with your team, is what I call them, that's really right there on the other side, and all they want to do is help. All they want to do is give to you.
Oh, this is wonderful. I absolutely love this. I love it. Carmen says she sees 333 daily for the past 3 months. People, this is what we've been talking about, is that it's there. It's there. And we can't deny this anymore. And a lot of people want to. Okay. Yes.
Good morning. Good
Yes.
morning.
Good
Carrie.
morning. Good morning, Carol, Laura, Carmen, everybody. Delia. I like that. We can't ignore it anymore. And what's great is that you get excited when you can share this. So, I seen 333. Oh my gosh! And somebody that's enlightened and is on the same path, they go, "Oh, I'm so excited for you. Tell me more," because there's a message there.
There is. And Sheila, so we're running out of time, and I want to do this.
Yes.
So now we've got all these like-minded people having this great conversation. Where can they go and continue this conversation?
They can go to my Lightworkers Connection event the first and the third Wednesday of every night. So I developed this group for all of us like-minded who we can talk about all this stuff and get excited and share each other's life. So that is on my website, SheilaTillich.com, which is really great. And then those who are really more in tuned or feel that they've got a calling for the Lemurian Sisterhood, I have that once a month too. So that's also on my website. Lemurian Sisterhood is about living your life as a Shaw woman, about stepping into your power and making a difference in humanity every single day. All right, so those are the two places you can go if you really want to expand upon your journey. And of course, Melissa's beautiful classes, intuition, and all the things she teaches. And I highly recommend her. As I said, when I did all my training years and years ago, from the top in the world, she's got it down. She has got it down. Exactly what it means about living intuitive life, but she's more into the new frequency now here, the higher frequency consciousness, and that's where we're at now. So when you get that underneath your belt, you kind of grow, and just your life totally changes. So very good.
So thank you guys. Yes, thank you for being here. And so Sheila is all things Sheila, or is SheilaTillich.com. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it right now, that, back before last year and everything shut down, I, being in this work by myself, kind of not having a whole lot of people around me that were like-minded, I went and looked for someone and some place to share and be supported. And, the Lightworkers Connection Circle was so important and so just a beautiful place to go and connect and get connection. And, I'm really, really excited to get back there in July. I am giving my intuitive guidance course on the Wednesday night, so I am going to miss it this month. But guys, please don't think that I'm not supporting Sheila, because I will be back. And I do miss all of you.
Replays if you can.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who can't come, and they register and they will get the replay, and that's the whole key, being in that energy with like-minded. And then also we have on the Lightworkers Circle Facebook page, we have a private chat group that you can join too, and that is phenomenal, the support that you get
So
there.
supportive, especially when you're going through your personal trials and tribulations, because this journey is not easy, and we are brought to things that we have to overcome over and over and over again. So to have that support of people who truly get why you're going through what you're going through, and have probably been through what you're going through, because we all we just get brought to our knees every single time that we need to learn something. And to have that connection is absolutely transformational. It really is. It is transformational.
It is transformational.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ooh,
Yeah.
this has been great. Jim just great. You're welcome, Jim. Jim just popped in. Becca,
Yes.
I want you to go this way.
Yeah, Becca. Yes,
Yeah.
Becca
Becca.
is someone I've been working with. She's actually given me some beautiful testimonials for the integrative energy therapy. So we're all evolving, we're all learning. I am booking integrative energy therapies, distant and in person right now. Right now, the next class I have coming up would be the evidentiary mediumship course in September. Going to be, once I do this intuitive guidance class, probably not a whole lot going on over the summer. So if you want to work with me, I am booking 30-minute, 60-minute sessions for any kind of intuitive guidance or mediumship reading. And then we do have the integrative energy therapy, distance or in-person healing. So we're both busy. And if you want us, go to our websites.
Also, if they want to do the integrated energy therapy intensive workshop, that's going to come out in September. That's all
Oh,
3 levels, and that's what
cool.
Melissa, and then also the master that's in November. So
Yes.
there's
So
a lot of things for growth. You've got many options. So we love making the connection. Thank you everybody for being with us here tonight, and we'll see you in next week. Hopefully, we'll see you
next
next
week,
week.
yes. Definitely set your alarms on your phone and we'll be back. So have a beautiful rest of your day, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Sheila.
You're
And we
welcome.
love
Love
you.
you. Thank you. Love you too. Bye bye now.